TIFU being my friend's backup during his breakup. Earlier in the week, my friend asked me to be his sidekick when he realized his ex-GF was coming to his apartment to collect her belongings following their recent breakup. I didn't really know my friend's ex because she made no effort to get to know me and she never allowed me to get to know her. However, based on all the horror stories I've heard from my friend, I knew his ex was crazy. The special kind of crazy that prompted my friend to call me for backup because he refused to be alone with his ex. My friend was hoping that my presence as a witness or whatever would reduce the risk of his ex losing her shit and damaging his apartment as a final fuck you, but little did my friend and I know that his ex would end up targeting our friendship instead. I was playing online games on my friend's Xbox when I noticed his ex entering the apartment. As per the plan, I made sure I was at my friend's place prior to her arrival. I greeted her, she greeted me, and then I continued gaming while she followed my friend to the room where all her stuff was stored. I was wearing headphones while gaming, so I missed the beginning of the drama that was unfolding in the background, but I gradually started hearing commotion that became loud enough for me to realize that my friend was arguing with his ex. The two of them were verbally attacking at each other in my presence. When I asked what the fuck was going on, my friend said his ex was bragging about sleeping with me during their relationship. I made it as clear as possible that I never had sex with her. My friend seemed convinced that his ex was making shit up to get under his skin. My friend's ex made my friend aware that she enjoyed eating my ass and kissing him afterwards. I said no one ate my ass. My friend laughed in his ex's face and said no wonder she was so fucking good at using her mouth to talk shit. My friend's ex said she was even better at using her mouth to make me cum, before adding that my cum never gave her recurring acid reflux. Unlike the xenomorph blood my friend pumped into her mouth every time he came during oral. My friend asked his ex if she was crazy enough to expect him to believe that she had been hooking up with me behind his back when she has never expressed an ounce of interest in getting to know any of his friends while they were together. My friend's ex said she expressed much more than an ounce of interest in getting to know my dick. My friend instructed his ex to leave his apartment, which she did, but not before she apologized to me for always leaving bite marks on my butt. I ran out of responses, so I just shrugged. As soon as my friend's ex was gone, my friend gave me the "bro, I told you she was crazy" speech before thanking me for teaming up with him. I was prepared to move on, but my friend wanted to get something off of his chest. He wanted me to know that if something happened between me and his ex, then he would encourage me to come clean. I said nothing happened. My friend nodded without saying anything. It looked like he was conflicted, so I asked him if he was actually entertaining the idea that I had sex with his ex. He laughed like he was trying to disguise his discomfort and asked if it was okay if he could ask me a weird question. I said ask away. He asked if I was willing to show him my butt. I pulled down my pants and said no bite marks. My friend said, anymore. I pulled up my pants and asked my friend if he was gonna trust the word of an ex-GF who he clearly thought was out of her mind over the word of his friend who he trusted enough to have his back if his ex did anything crazy. My friend hugged me and said he was gonna need time to get his ex out of his head and process what he was feeling, but in the meantime it would be best if we distanced ourselves. I left my friend's apartment feeling like my friend just broke up with me too. I almost feel like if I lied and said something did happen, then maybe, just maybe, my friend might have been more accepting because telling him the truth has done nothing good for me so far. Next time a friend calls me to be his backup during a breakup, I'll hang up. Update: TIFU being my friend's backup during his breakup. Update asterisk. My friend and his ex-GF somehow managed to reconcile and resurrect their relationship. I've taken showers that lasted longer than their so-called breakup. My friend was proud to tell me about his rekindled romance in person and in the company of his ex-GF. The three of us were back in my friend's apartment where it all went wrong not so long ago. It was bizarre. My friend and his GF appeared to be madly in love again and wanted me to understand that peace had been restored in their relationship. Both of them were very apologetic about what happened to me during their breakup and very excited to make me a peace offering in the form of an invitation to get high with them. I asked when and where and what were we taking. The when was last night. The where was my friend's apartment. The what was magic mushrooms. I learned that my friend's GF was actually the one who suggested that we reconnect with the help of recreational drug use, which was out of character for her because she never made an effort to get to know me before, much less get high with me. But there we were, tripping and talking and enjoying the vibe. My friend's reaction to the shrooms was constant laughter, whereas me and his GF had a more visual experience. The two of us often stared at each other and explained what we were seeing when we focused on the other person's face. I described how I could see her hair growing in front of my eyes while she described how abnormally big my mouth was compared to my face. I asked my friend's GF if she was aware that my friend made me show him but to confirm whether or not she might have used her teeth to mark her territory on my ass when we were supposedly hooking up in secret. My friend's GF acted like she was totally shocked to hear that information and asked me if my friend did a thorough inspection to check for the bite marks. My friend, who was still laughing his ass off for no reason, jumped in at that point to remind his GF that she apparently promised him that she would never bring up the bite marks on the butt and the cheating stuff again, especially not in front of me. My friend's GF fired back by reminding my friend that she didn't bring it up. I did, which made me feel compelled to awkwardly raise my hand and take the blame for bringing up the bite marks. My friend said he was keeping an eye on me. It was unclear at the time if he was warning me or teasing me because, like I said, he was laughing, almost to the point of crying, so it was difficult to distinguish between silly and serious. That being said, the following morning, which is now where I'm from, my friend made it easier for me to understand how he was feeling. He called me to explain how challenging it was for him to watch me with his GF. He was referring to all the moments when his GF was looking at me and I was looking at her while we were all tripping. He said he realized that he actually preferred the way it used to be when his GF wanted nothing to do with his friends because now he was unable to shake the feeling that something happened between us, even though the two people who supposedly cheated confirmed that it never happened. I asked my friend what he wanted me to do, and he said he wanted me to tell him what happened when he passed out last night. I said I continued to talk to his GF until the shrooms were out of my system, and then I went home. The end. My friend asked me how I would feel if I was in his position. I said I would never be in his position because I would avoid getting back together with a girl who was hellbent on sabotaging our friendship out of spite. And that was just a week ago. My friend hung up the phone before I could continue. I thought the call disconnected, so I called back, but my friend refused to answer. Based on all the unread messages I've sent since then, I'm assuming he's ghosting me. I feel like I must have fucked up again? I'm not exactly sure how though. From now on, I'm gonna play it safe and stay the fuck away from my friend's GF for as long as I'm alive because nothing good comes from breathing the same air as her.